Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got our first rain of the season. It hasn't rained for months in Oregon, so it's kind of nice to see. Today, as promised, we're going to be working on the RC 390. All of the goodies are here. So every engine mod I'm going to do on this is here. We got the Fuel X Auto Tuner, the latest version, DNA box cover, K&N filter. We've got a mid pipe, a slip-on. It's a replica of the Leo Vince Diabolus, which I may or may not leave on because I think this is going to be ridiculously loud. And then Coober made an all-in-one pipe, header, whatever you want to call it, that eliminates the stupid, restrictive, crushed pipe that comes from the factory. Just an absolute hideous setup that KTM has been putting on their bikes due to emission restrictions. We're gonna make that go bye-bye and get all this other stuff put on. I'm going to leave a link in the description for this deal because it's unbelievably good. Hopefully there's still some left at the time this video is released, but these Coober header pipes, or whatever you want to call them, for any of the 2022 or 2020 and up bikes that have a 373cc engine in them from KTM or Husqvarna, $130 shipped. Unbelievable. They're normally like $500 and you see them on sale for $350. $130 shipped. And that's from AOMC, but it's not on their website. It's hidden on eBay, and I will leave the link in the description. I can't guarantee there'll be any left by the time this video comes out because my videos are backlogged for about 15 days, but hopefully there is some left there for you guys. I don't know how much time lapse I'm gonna do. I got a body fairing to remove. I can tell you that there are 3 attachment points for this. And I think there's some retaining clips that sit up here. Pretty simple setup. We've got to take the rear tank cover off. That's where all the electronics sit on this bike. But it should be pretty straightforward. I think the thing that's going to take the longest is that getting that header pipe lined up and installed. But other than that, it's going to be pretty simple. I'm going to do a sound comparison for you guys between the stock KTM exhaust, which might stay on because I think that header pipe is going to be really loud, and the carbon fiber Diabolus replica. We'll get that put on. I will leave links in the description for everything you see up here. If it's on this table, it's going to get a link. It might not be to Amazon, but it might be to the actual site of the manufacturer, because that's where I got some of the stuff. So anyhow, let's get started. Okay, we got the header on. That went on no problem. Oxygen sensor routed up to the original area. You have to remove this little emissions thing to get to those wires. There's a tie wrap here and a tie wrap here. Routed the wires for the Fuel X up through this little cavity right here. This plug head will fit through there between the gas tank and the main wiring. Then you're just going to want to route this around. There is a ground wire on these newer ones. I looped it up, kind of stuffed it into this area right here, and then attached it to the battery direct ground right here. Got the new K&N filter in, got rid of that OEM junk, and we're now putting the DNA lid on, and I'll show you the location of the Fuel X when we're done. Okay, the Fuel X tuner has all the wires routed back and forth down in that little pocket, and it's just sitting in here between the I guess you would call this the tank cover or whatever. It should fit in there just perfect. I've got it tie wrapped to the starter wires, or the starter coil, or whatever it is you want to call it. One thing you want to make sure you do, because a lot of guys complain about their check engine light, when you turn the key on to the bike, I'm going to show this to you. you're gonna wait for these little lights to flash and then go green, which means it's ready to turn on. You don't just turn the key on and immediately start it. It doesn't have time to calibrate, and then you wonder why your check engine light comes on. Well, that's the reason why. Hopefully you guys can see that. But check this out. I'm gonna turn just the ignition key to on. I'm not gonna start the bike. See how it's flashing? Let it flash for a bit. Okay. Now what we're gonna do, since we waited, is we're gonna start the bike, and I'm gonna let you guys hear it, even though the camera microphone sucks. I'm gonna let you hear the sound of the header with the stock exhaust. I have no idea how loud or how quiet this is going to be, but we're gonna find out. For the stock exhaust, that's really freaking loud. So you see how the Fuel X is doing calibrations? Green light means it's doing its calibrations. I think this is going to be ridiculous with the aftermarket exhaust on it. It's going to be absolutely terrifying. So I may just leave the stock exhaust on there. Okay guys, I didn't realize that the header was going to make that much of a difference in sound. It makes a huge difference in sound. With the stock exhaust and the stock resonator on there, it's still loud and raspy. So I think I'm going to hold off on the carbon fiber Diabolus replica. I might put this on the Swart Pylon at some point, because the Swart Pylon doesn't have headers on it per se. It's just got the OEM 2019 exhaust on it, which still keeps it kind of mild. But this is absolutely ridiculous now. I'll do one more startup here. Like I said, the camera does not pick up sound as good as it would if you were standing right here. Very surprising that the Coober header makes that much of a difference. Totally blew me away. Maybe in an upcoming episode, I'll have to take it out on the freeway and see if it's just absolutely obnoxious, or if we need to put this exhaust on there. I don't know. You guys are gonna have to let me know what you think down in the comment section. I really like the KTM exhaust. It looks really sharp on this, but I mean, what do you guys think? You like the Diabolus better? You'll have to let me know. They both look good actually, but the diameter of the KTM is a little bit bigger, probably because it has more sound packing in there, but who knows? Anyhow, let me know down in the comment section. These videos are pretty far out, so I might have already swapped it out. You're gonna want to stay tuned. Looks like we have another Coober header, K&N, DNA, Fuel X coming up for another bike. I can't guess what bike that might be for. I'm just blown away that there might be another bike that we do that to in an upcoming episode. But yeah, other than that, that's probably going to be it for this episode, guys. If you like this episode, give me a thumbs up. All right, hold up, time out. I rode into town last night to get dinner and go to the motorcycle shop. The exhaust is actually still quiet. Don't know how, but it is. The only time it makes any significant noise, I would say it's not louder than stock at all. But the intake and the header make a tremendous amount of noise when you are accelerating and the engine is under load. You can feel it in your chest because the intake is sitting right underneath your well, it's underneath your chest if you're laying on the tank. So what I think I'm going to do is I am going to swap that out and put the Diabolus or whatever the heck you want to call it on there and see if it's tolerable. This does have a decibel killer in it, which can be reinstalled should the need arise. But I'm going to give it a shot. See what the fitment's like, and that way you guys have a reference when I leave a link for you down in the description. So let's get it swapped out. Well, we got it installed, no problem. I sliced open my middle finger putting this stainless band on. It slipped and it was like a blade. Took the tip of my finger off. 4 band-aids to get it to stop bleeding. Well, it's still bleeding under there somewhere, but anyhow. Yeah, I got this on. It's a lot lighter than the stock exhaust. Tremendous amount lighter. I took the decibel killer off of it. I'm assuming this is going to be ridiculous, so let's start it up and find out if that is true. Yeah, that's pretty obnoxious. It definitely looks really nice. I wish the diameter was a little bit larger, but for the price, you're getting a pretty good deal. I think I'm gonna rock that for a bit and see how I like it. If it's too noisy or I end up not liking it after a bit, I'll switch it back to the OEM one. Maybe I'll modify the OEM one, because I really like the look of the OEM one. It's just super quiet, and I know you're not supposed to monkey around with stuff on motorcycles, but yeah. But anyhow, I think that's probably going to be it for this episode for real this time. If you guys like this episode, give me a thumbs up. Remember, links are always down in the description of every single video I do. If there is a link available, I will include it in the description of the video. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It really helps the channel grow. Other than that, I hope you guys are staying safe, taking care of each other, and as always, I will catch you next time. See you later. Bye-bye.